Doing normal legal business made everything seem legit on the surface.
Yo. Why did they do that? And today we got Cipher, the hunt for the world's most wanted drug dealer. I'm sorry, I'm moving my keyboard around. I saw the thumbnail and it said Asia's El Chapo. I am extremely curious to see what the freaking Asian El Chapo is. Let's go ahead and see what they're talking about. You already know the vibes. 1 curse, 3 push-ups. Let's get this going. Talk to me.
In November of 2016, a Taiwanese man named Cai Zhengze walked nervously through Yangon International Airport.
That cut is terrible, bro. I really need y'all to sit and look at this man's fade. One second.
Taiwanese man named
Lee Chop. The only thing that's chopped is his hair,
Cai
bro.
Zhengze walked
This is bad. This is bad.
nervously
Good freaking lord.
through Yangon International Airport in Myanmar en route to Taiwan.
Okay.
He is stopped by airport police, and upon inspection, they find 80 grams of ketamine taped to each of his thighs and arrest him.
Taping it to your thigh is crazy. At that point, just put it in your pocket. What do you gain from going from here to here? That's pocket adjacent. Bro, my pockets go all the way through here. What? That was so dumb.
Tsai was just a courier, but what he carried on his 2 iPhones was far more valuable than the drugs on his body. When anti-narcotic agents hacked into his devices, they discovered a gold mine of information. A large collection of texts, calls, photos, videos, and social media conversations. Among the photos was the face of a man known from numerous drug surveillance operations, Tse Chilap. Unknown at the time, Tse ran an empire worth more than the likes of Pablo Escobar and El Chapo combined.
Combined? That much money exists? Oh my god!
McDonald's, Starbucks, HP, Kraft Heinz, some of the largest corporations in the world couldn't come close to what Tse generated.
You have more money than McDonald's off of drugs? I didn't even know there was that many junkies in the freaking world. Good freaking look.
In annual
Nigga, a Starbucks drink is like $15. You telling me you make more than that?
revenue. Tse surpassed them all. Law enforcement agencies from around the world quickly mobilized, sharing resources and intelligence to dismantle Tse's vast network and take him down. The hunt for Asia's most wanted criminal had begun.
Talk to me. Hey, looking for this Asian. I be counting all this money, all this paper. Nigga lamb, I got a gunner with a laser. I'm gonna go and get a scope. Oh man, I was just about to start heating up. Stop, Yoyo. Yeah, the beat already told me to stop. Oh, it's off tempo. I thought I had my OBS timed. Oh, it's that off beat? See, this is why I don't be freestyling on stream, bro. I gotta tweak my OBS then.
Tse Chilap was born in 1963 in Guangzhou, Guangdong Province.
You do it every day? Alright, bro.
A region at the time greatly affected by the Cultural Revolution. This period, led by Mao Zedong, aimed to protect Chinese communism by getting rid of capitalistic elements. Guangzhou, a major port city, faced major changes. The revolution caused widespread chaos. Schools closed, people that spoke out were persecuted, and young people joined the Red Guard, a student-led paramilitary social movement. Growing up in this environment, Tse experienced a world of instability where survival often required being resourceful and adaptable. These exact skills would later define him as the world's largest drug lord.
Okay.
At 25 years old, Tse moved to Canada, joining many others fleeing before Hong Kong's transfer of sovereignty in 1997. He brought his fiancée and parents with him, and they settled in Toronto, Canada. Here, Tse and his wife had 2 children, a daughter and a son.
Why is his leg?
Canada.
Wait, hold
Here,
up. Why does he look like the wife and his wife looks like the husband, bro. There's no situation where you would catch me chilling on the couch with my wife like these. What? What? Did they mix up the models, bro?
His wife had 2 children, a daughter and a son. During his early years there, Tse worked for companies such as Fujifilm and Kodak, living a seemingly ordinary life while secretly laying the groundwork for something much bigger.
Fashelski.
While in Canada, Tse became involved with the Big Circle Boys, aka BCB, an infamous international criminal organization. The BCB gang actually originated in Guangzhou in the 1960s and expanded globally, but had significant crime operations in Canada. The group before Tse was known to be pretty unorganized, which allowed members to operate almost on their own while still benefiting from the gang's resources and connections. In Toronto, during the late 1990s, Tse quickly built a reputation for himself within the BCB gang. The city was a hotspot for Asian organized crime. He used this environment to his advantage. The Big Circle Boys were originally known
he got freaking bodied, good lord,
for violent crimes in Hong Kong like bank robberies and jewelry store robberies. But the BCB had to change their approach to fit their new home in Canada. As times changed, Tse realized the gang needed to evolve, steering the group towards more sophisticated and profitable crimes like credit card fraud, identity theft, and human smuggling in their early years operating outside of Hong Kong. While other criminal organizations in Toronto were murdering each other over small amounts of money, the BCB created a whole new enterprise. They brought an industrial approach to organized crime, and Tse,
industrial revolutionizing drug dealing and crime is crazy,
would become their greatest innovator. Recognizing the potential for large-scale heroin shipments, Tse set the groundwork for creating one of the most impressive drug shipment networks in North America. His operation involved importing high-quality heroin from Thailand using existing routes already utilized by other criminal organizations. To avoid causing a gang war, Tse offered his men to the Rizzuto family to strengthen their other operations. The Rizzuto crime family is a powerful Italian-Canadian organized crime group based in Montreal.
So there was like Asian gangbangers and Italian mob boss groups? I did not know that.
Notorious for their involvement in drug trafficking, money laundering, and contract killings. In return, the Rizzutos allowed Tse to use the ports they controlled. This partnership was crucial, as it helped the smooth transit of drugs through Montreal into the United States. Tse also formed alliances with other gangs and crime families involved in drug trafficking, much like he did with the Rizzuto family. At this point,
no, I've heard of the Yakuza. I just off rip, the Yakuza are Japanese, I thought, and this dude is Chinese, so I don't know about that. And second off, he gave his men to an Italian family. Yoyo, name all 7 continents: North America, South America, Africa, Australia, Europe, Asia, Antarctica. I did it! I did it! I did it! I did it! I didn't think I had it! Okay, bet.
Point in Tse's life, he didn't have much experience, so his approach to trafficking was very traditional. But he wanted to make sure the drugs he was smuggling were of high quality, so he got his heroin shipments from Southeast Asia, particularly from Thailand. This region at the time was known for producing some of the purest heroin in the world, making it highly sought after in the North American markets. Tse understood the demand for the product and was determined to meet it. Where he lacked experience, he made up for it with a sharp eye for the drug market. Like we talked about before, to move the heroin from Thailand to North America, Tse used already established smuggling routes. These drugs were typically moved through countries with less strict customs before arriving in Canada. He used a combination of sea and
the fact that there are boats in the ocean right now currently that are transporting drugs here is crazy to me.
Land routes, taking advantage of mostly seaports and his established alliances there. The drugs were often concealed in shipments of goods, such as electronics or food. This allowed the drugs to blend in, making it harder for anyone to seize them. By 1997, Tse was the person
being good at choosing drugs to sell is frying me. Like, is he taste testing it, bro? Also, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna freaking fall asleep if I stay sick.
sourcing all of the drugs from Asia. But with success in the drug trade comes notoriety, and eventually the police hear your name, and it's your name that breaks you. Luckily for Tse, back in 1997, law enforcement didn't have access to the advanced technology we have today. Revolutionizing workflows across industries or working on hours. Today, take notice. The massive scale of his heroin smuggling and the increased flow of drugs into North America raised massive alarm bells. So the FBI, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and local police forces in Canada launched a huge collaborative effort to track Tse's new network. Undercover agents and informants were deployed to infiltrate Tse's
His radar is back. I'm telling you, bro, the AdSense.
network, trying to gather information about how he was getting the drugs into the country. After some time and luck, the task force traced the routes of Tse's heroin supply chain back to Southeast Asia. Also, intelligence gathered from informants stated that Tse was operating with a high degree of mobility, frequently moving between various Asian countries to oversee operations. Despite his efforts to evade the authorities, Tse made a critical mistake by traveling to Hong Kong, a place with strong extradition agreements with many Western countries. In August of 1998, he was quickly detained by local authorities.
That was the lackey who had the phone.
Who had been tipped off by the task force intelligence. Following his arrest, Tse faced charges of conspiracy to import heroin into the United States. The task force had compiled overwhelming evidence against him,
Oh, he got hit with the Rico.
leading Tse to strike a deal and plead guilty
Oh, he snitched. He OD snitched. He ridiculous. He's, oh my goodness gracious.
in exchange for a 9-year prison sentence.
Talk to me.
During his time in prison from 1998 to 2006, Tse Chi-lop made multiple valuable connections that would significantly improve his future in the global drug market. His main connection was with a man named Lee Chung-chak, a well-known cross-border smuggler and fellow Hong Kong citizen. Lee's dealings spanned multiple countries, making him a key ally for anyone looking to expand their reach and profits. While in prison, these men had thousands of hours to discuss strategies, share knowledge, and plan their future work together. What they talked about—
no one's like listening in on these conversations. Like, if I'm planning criminal freaking drug routes in prison, I'm at least kind of thinking like, oh, I hope I can't be hurt. Like, I feel like if there's any place to intercept this type of information, it's freaking prison, no?
About and later planned while inside was a more advanced and widespread network that could handle large-scale drug shipments with greater efficiency and less risk. When Tse was released in 2006, he returned to Toronto, where his family still lived, but realized he had outgrown the city. His connections with the Rizzuto crime family were mostly still imprisoned or entangled in costly and bloody personal vendettas. He reconnected with multiple contacts he had established during his 8 years inside, including Lee Chung-chak, just like they had planned. Tse quickly realized that the world had changed significantly during his time behind bars. Hong Kong had fully reverted back to Chinese control, and China had since joined the World Trade Organization, opening up new opportunities for international operations. And that wasn't the only thing that had changed. The demand for heroin was declining, while the market for synthetic drugs was rapidly increasing. Asia, in particular, was experiencing a spike in synthetic drug use, with demand being 5 times that of North America. On top of that,
they be tweaking? I thought America ran the pill popping. I did not know Chinese people be tweaking. They be doing that? Say you swear it's Chinese people doing yerkies like that. You learn something new every day.
Synthetic drugs were much cheaper to produce compared to traditional drugs like heroin. It takes thousands of farmers to generate a metric ton of heroin. It only takes—
they have better PR than y'all. What do you mean, y'all? What do you mean when you say y'all? You have people like Logan. Oh, by y'all, you mean Americans. Okay. I forgot, Evie, you're in like Germany, right? Okay. GG's. Okay.
a few guys in a lab to make a ton of meth. The materials pseudoephedrine, anhydrous ammonia, and red phosphorus are extremely inexpensive, costing less than $1,000 per ton in some instances, and are widely accessible in many parts of Asia. Methamphetamine is a pure profit drug. Learning all of this, Tse saw his opportunity and recognized that he could change the entire business model of illegal drugs. By 2011, Tse relocated to China. His move back to China was strategic as it placed him closer to what is known famously as the Golden Triangle, which is an area in the center touching parts of Myanmar, Laos, and Thailand. The Golden Triangle was notorious for being one of the largest drug-producing regions in the world, historically known for its heroin production. It's governed by independent militias and warlords who finance themselves through the drug trade. Even though heroin was less sought after, Sun knew that the region had well-established drug production infrastructure and that it was a remote, lawless area, which made it an ideal place for manufacturing his synthetic drugs. Essentially, by setting up shop in the Golden Triangle, Tse could produce large quantities of synthetic drugs at a very low cost and distribute them across Asia and beyond easily because of the Golden Triangle location, and not to mention his connection with jailmate Lee Chung-chuk, who would help facilitate the transit of drugs through his already established smuggling
Yo, I'm gonna head out and watch Game 7. That is totally understandable. Hey, man, I hope your team wins.
routes. Following his relocation to China, Tse used his network of contacts in the drug market to form one of the most powerful and sophisticated drug syndicates in the world, the Samgor Syndicate, meaning brother number 3 in Cantonese, also known by the world as the company. Tse positioned himself at the top of the organization, or CEO of the company. In the early days of Samgor, Tse did what he does best: bring people together and solve people's problems. Hong Kong and Macau's 3 largest triads, 14K, Sun Yee-on, and Wo Xingwo, are massive and powerful criminal organizations known for their extreme violence. These rival triads often went to war, but Tse was able to unite them to cooperate on the drug trade.
Bro, it's so crazy how, like, this is gonna sound corny, but it's so crazy how dangerous freaking charisma is, bro. Like, the fact that someone can just not even manipulate, but just like unify these 3 like things into one off the strength of just being charismatic and outgoing. It's like a weapon, bro. It's the ability to do stuff like this is genuinely it's genuinely a weapon, bro.
He even managed to bring in
Charisma can allow you to do anything. I swear, bro. Ted Bundy, freaking what's his name? God dang, Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, it's crazy.
Big Circle Boys, the Bamboo Union
It's insane how far you can get with it.
from Taiwan, and the biker gangs from Australia. This merger of gangs
This is such, like, bro, what is this, bro? He just freaking assembled the goddamn Avengers of the dark, of the dark market, gang.
and triads under one umbrella was unheard of, creating a vast network of resources, enlarging their drug market capabilities. Unlike many drug lords who diluted their products to increase volume and profit margins, Tse prioritized purity and potency. This type of quality control had amazing benefits for Tse's drug business. His high-quality drugs built trust with
He really said assemble, I swear.
his customers, securing repeat orders and a loyal client base. Users preferred Tse's drugs due to their consistency and purity. The superior quality allowed Tse to charge higher prices. This also enabled reinvestment in better production equipment. Over time, the reputation for quality became almost like a marketing tool for their product. Tse's drugs were recognized and sought after all over the world. The company's market dominance continued to grow because of this.
That's crazy.
Tse revolution.
People are predictable. It's easy to be charismatic once you understand general trends in population market. Two by four, what you got going on, gang? What's up? What you be getting into, bro?
Revolutionized drug distribution while being CEO.
Y'all finna be cellmates?
He developed an
I don't think they are. They're both getting solitary confinement, bro. They're not gonna have any
incredibly
cellmates.
advanced logistics network that stretched the entire globe. The company used multiple ways to transport their products. Ships, planes, and truckloads moved products quickly and discreetly whenever they needed to go. A key feature
I'm a biochemistry and neuroscience major. Oh, so you're manipulative and smart. Yeah, under the jail. I'm gonna need you locked up the way they had Tai Lung and Kung Fu Panda, bro. Multiple guards, 223s. Each guard having a small zone. An explosive device strapped to their chest. In GTA. I take back the bit. I take back the bit.
of the company's business plan was a guarantee of delivery, which was unheard of in the drug trade. If a shipment was intercepted or seized by authorities, it's guaranteed to replace it at no additional cost to the buyer. The promise to always deliver meant that customers knew they would get their drugs for sure. This was really important in a business where things often go wrong and people take big risks. Being so dependable gave such operation a huge edge over the competition. The cheap production costs of synthetic drugs, especially methamphetamine, led to promised delivery without hurting his profits too much. A kilo of methamphetamine would cost $4,000 to produce, but yielded a value of $200,000 in the streets. Sam Gore only needed 1 out of 15 shipments to arrive to break even. Every shipment over that was pure profit.
That's crazy.
This smart money management tactic showed how efficient and innovative his operation was, and to produce the volume needed to keep this promise, Sus set up one of the most impressive drug production facilities ever created. The distribution network was truly global. Major
I can 100% see how he has more money than McDonald's, bro.
markets included Australia, Japan, and several Southeast Asian countries. Later, Sa would use a similar strategy like he did back in his younger days in Canada and at the beginning of Sam Gore. He again formed alliances with other powerful crime families and gangs worldwide in places like North America and Europe. Unlike old-school drug gangs like the Mexican Sinaloa or Colombian Medellin, the company ran more like a modern-day Fortune 500 company. So used business ideas you'd usually see in normal companies, which is usually unheard of in the drug trade that is usually known more for violence and intimidation tactics. So, running a drug business so sophisticated also made it difficult for worldwide authorities to catch up with them. Local police were used to thugs and gangbangers being
Right, but he was a whole businessman.
sloppy, not businessmen and professionalism. Their complex shipping system made it hard for police to find and stop drug deliveries. Using real businesses as cover-ups made it even tougher for authorities to spot what was really going on. So set up or brought out import or export companies that handled a lot of legitimate goods that didn't get much attention. Drugs were concealed within legitimate shipments. For example, methamphetamine could be dissolved in liquids and later extracted. Sam Gore's signature shipping method was to hide the drugs in loose leaf green tea packages, each one neatly holding about a kilo of meth. Real businesses made the shipments look trustworthy, so they were less likely to be checked. Doing normal legal business made everything seem legit on the surface.
Yo. Why did they do that? I don't want to show my face. I'm not showing my face after that.
While all of this seems impressive in itself, what was truly impressive was the way Tse and the company used encryption software to keep their communication secure. Software ensured that messages, calls, and emails were scrambled and that only the right people could read if they had a special code to unlock it. Messages often included code words to further conceal the true nature of their
Oh, I thought it was gonna be the meanest VPN ad, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
discussions. Even if messages were somehow intercepted, they would still not know anything.
Right.
They didn't only revolutionize gang communication, they revolutionized using technology in every aspect of their business. They would use GPS and satellite tracking tech to watch where their drug shipments were at all times. This let them change the route of shipments quickly if they thought the police might catch on or if there was any other danger. In some cases, blockchain technology was used. This made sure that all the info about shipments, money, and other deals was kept safe. It was almost impossible for anyone to fake these records. Tse made sure to keep everything safe. The company's cybersecurity measures were top of the line. The company had an entire cybersecurity division protecting their digital infrastructure from hacks
Yeah, I mean, because they have so much freaking bread.
And law enforcement infiltration. Firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and secure servers were all part of their infrastructure. In addition, Sam Gore also specialized in the art of money laundering. While a lot of companies already use casinos to launder, Sam Gore coordinated with junket tour operators to execute money laundering on an industrial level. Since gambling is illegal in China, citizens have to disguise their transactions. They manage this through junket tour operators, which are plentiful in Asia and often publicly traded companies. These operators collaborate with casino to attract high rollers, offering perks like complimentary hotels, private flights, and most crucially, access to cash. The casinos extended credit to these junket operators, facilitating the gamblers' needs. The process involves a gambler depositing money in a junket operator's account in one country and then accessing it in another, effectively moving money without physically transferring it or using traditional banking systems. Gambling was a huge part of Sam Gore's system, but it was also a large part of Tsu's lifestyle. It's been reported that he lost 60 million euros.
All of that just to have a gambling addiction. It's so crazy. It's so crazy how the world works, bro. This man is quite literally a genius in every other facet, bro. He was able to quite literally completely change the freaking infrastructure of the drug trading world. He is able to freaking go from 0 to 100 in any country that he could be in. He quite literally unified multiple fuck! All that to have a gambling addiction, bro. Ugh. You got it. You got it. You got it.
One night playing the tables in Macau.
That was not a cuss. I said, fuck! That's literally what I said.
Although how much did he make from the money being laundered that trip? Tsu also used trade-based money laundering by manipulating trade deals through overcharging and undercharging to hide the movement of funds. Real estate investments also became a favorite method as they bought, sold, or rented expensive properties to generate clean income. With the rise of crypto, the company quickly started using Bitcoin and other coins, buying digital assets like NFTs for example, to move large amounts of money across global accounts anonymously. So it then hired professionals like accountants, lawyers, and financial advisors to make their schemes even more elaborate by exploiting legal loopholes, creating fake businesses all around the world, making it extremely difficult to track where the money came from. The company successfully laundered billions of dollars every year. For the second time, Tsu Lop had revolutionized the drug game.
How did he get caught?
By the late 2010s, Sam Gore had a market share of 40 to 70% of the $90 billion Asian market, and over 20 agencies would have to work together to catch him. The key to this manhunt came from the arrest of Tsai Chang-tzu in November 2016
the guy in the
at
airport.
Yangon International Airport. When they found important information on his 2 iPhones, that gave authorities information into who was really running this massive syndicate. Authorities saw Tsu as a major threat and launched a massive coordinated effort to bring him to justice. Operation Kungar, led by the Australian Federal Police with help from the United States DEA and Southeast Asian authorities. Their aim was to figure out Sam Gore's supply chains through surveillance, wiretaps, and raids. At the same time, Project Brisa by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police focused on stopping their business activities in Canada. With both of these operations going on at the time all over the world meant a huge influx of information about Tsu and the company's structure due to lower-level members of the syndicate being arrested. They would often offer information in exchange for reduced sentences. This information was then shared to everyone involved on the anti-drug task forces. Soon, the massive amount of information started leading to
Yo, why did they do that to him, bro? Why did they get what? The thing is, he don't got cake in every single frame, but like, what the frick is this? What is this, bro? Oh my, like, why did no one else has cake like that?
To countless arrests and drug seizures, crumbling Sam Gore and causing panic internationally.
That job basically has jiggle physics, bro.
Nationally. As more information came out, Australian police got Interpol to issue an international warrant for Tsu's arrest.
Are you peeping cake in a serious time like this? Yes! Bro, I would peep cake during the apocalypse. Cake is cake, no matter what the situation is.
With his name now well known, his connections and large network began to back away from him. Tse tried to escape to Taiwan, using his last contacts there. However, international pressure made the Taiwanese government expel him. This forced Tse to run to Canada.
Heck no, you're not getting away in Canada, bro.
Hoping to find a safe place. Despite his efforts to hide, the authorities continued to close in on him. But it wasn't until January 2021 at Amsterdam
he got caught recently.
Schiphol Airport where Dutch authorities apprehended Tse Lop as he tried to board a flight to Canada. Following Tse's arrest, the focus shifted to extraditing him to Australia. The reason being he caused a record-setting meth epidemic there. At the time, Australia had the highest rate of meth use in the English-speaking world, with 7% of the population using the drug. The company
causing a 70% population use on freaking methamphetamine is insane.
Provided 70% of Australia's meth, leading to a countrywide health and safety issues. Australian authorities were hell-bent on holding him accountable for his role in this. After arriving in Australia, he faced multiple charges like drug trafficking.
He has never seen the light of day ever in his life.
Money laundering, conspiracy, bribery, and many, many more. Tse Lop's arrest in 2021 had major and immediate impacts on the Samgor syndicate. It disrupted the leadership, creating a power gap at the top, leading to internal power struggles and less
50 years max? Bro, no.
What? Operations. Authorities had hoped that by removing Tse, they could destabilize the syndicate. While lower-level leaders tried to keep the business running, the absence of Tse's strategic vision was a significant blow. On a broader scale, Samgor's collapse had a major impact on the global drug supply. Disrupting their operation created instability in the market, as the syndicate's dominance had previously maintained order in a rather chaotic industry. Other criminal groups quickly moved to fill the void, leading to a surge in violence and further complications globally. Despite Tse's arrest, the synthetic drug trade continues to thrive. The battle against synthetic drugs is unwinnable, no matter how many criminals
because like people gonna still take
are apprehended or drug shipments are confiscated, there will always be more of both. Tse Lop ran two of the largest drug networks in history, across different decades and on different continents. His legacy shows just how powerful and influential his operations were, creating one of the most professional crime businesses in history. Tse's activities had a huge impact on public health and sent authorities on one of the biggest manhunts in world history. In many ways, he's like a real-life Walter White criminal mastermind.
Oh, that was a crazy comparison. Yeah. Oh my goodness. More bread than McDonald's off of drug money is crazy. But hey man, that's gonna be the video. Hope you guys liked it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. That's gonna be it from me. Peace.